Stop what you're doing right now and think about this. What if I told you that hidden inside your closet are 9 specific types of clothing that are quietly stealing your confidence, draining your energy, and making you feel worse about yourself every single day? You might think I'm exaggerating, but here's the shocking truth. Most people over 60 are carrying around an emotional burden disguised as a wardrobe. These aren't just clothes taking up space. They're psychological anchors weighing you down in ways you never realized. Today, we're going to expose these 9 clothing culprits that could be sabotaging your daily happiness and show you exactly how to break free from their grip. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to transform not just your closet, but how you feel about yourself every morning when you get dressed. If you're ready to reclaim your confidence and create a wardrobe that actually serves the amazing person you are today, hit that like button right now. It helps us reach more people who need this message. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell because we're sharing life-changing advice for thriving after 60 every single week. Cast your eyes toward your bedroom closet right now. How many garments hanging in that space do you genuinely reach for and wear with enthusiasm? If you're like the vast majority of people navigating life after 60, you probably utilize only a tiny percentage of what's actually stored there. The remaining items, sometimes representing decades of accumulation, can create an invisible burden that affects far more than just your physical storage space. We're talking about your mental clarity, your morning routine, your self-perception, and yes, even your physical safety as you navigate your daily activities. Picture this scenario, opening your closet doors each morning and feeling instantly energized by every single option available to you. Imagine selecting outfits without the frustration of ill-fitting garments, outdated styles, or pieces that make you feel anything less than fantastic. This isn't just a fantasy, it's absolutely achievable, and it starts with understanding what needs to go. Stay with us because the final category we'll discuss today is perhaps the most insidious of all. It's the type of clothing that many overlook entirely, yet it could be undermining your self-assurance in subtle but significant ways, day after day after day. Allow me to introduce you to Margaret, a vibrant 67-year-old woman who recently embraced retirement and relocated to a charming, sun-drenched cottage that brings her immense joy. Everything about her new chapter feels perfect, except for one persistent source of daily frustration. Each morning, Margaret approaches her bedroom closet with a mixture of hope and dread. Behind those doors lies what she describes as controlled chaos, a collection spanning multiple decades that includes blazers from her corporate days, formal dresses from the 1980s with shoulder pads that could rival a linebacker's, and an impressive array of shoes she hasn't slipped her feet into for over 10 years. Some garments still bear their original price tags, silent witnesses to optimistic shopping decisions. Others carry such powerful emotional memories that Margaret swears she can still hear the music from long-ago celebrations when she touches the fabric. She repeatedly promises herself that someday soon she'll tackle the overwhelming task of sorting through everything, but that someday remains perpetually elusive. Instead, Margaret finds herself cycling through the same handful of comfortable, familiar outfits while the majority of her wardrobe silently accumulates dust and occupies precious real estate, both physical and emotional. Does this situation resonate with your own experience? Margaret's struggle extends far beyond simple disorganization. Her closet has become a daily source of guilt, overwhelming nostalgia, and decision paralysis. The good news is that she's far from alone in this experience. If you've ever found yourself staring into your wardrobe, wondering why you continue holding on to so many items you never actually use, this comprehensive guide is specifically designed for you. We're about to break down 9 distinct categories of clothing that deserve serious consideration for removal from your life, starting immediately. If you're already recognizing yourself in Margaret's story, please take a moment to like this video. It signals to us that we're creating content that truly resonates with your needs and experiences. Remember to subscribe for more practical, real-world advice specifically tailored for making the most of life after 60. Margaret's transformation journey is just beginning, and yours can start today too. Category 1. Worn out and damaged clothing. Let's begin our decluttering journey with what should be the most straightforward category, yet surprisingly proves to be one of the most emotionally challenging to address: garments that have clearly seen better days. We're discussing those t-shirts decorated with mysterious small holes that seem to multiply near the neckline, lonely socks that have lost their partners, or worse yet, their original shape entirely. Think about stretched-out waistbands that no longer provide any semblance of support, and that once-beloved sweater bearing a permanent stain of unknown origin that has resisted every cleaning attempt you've made. For Margaret, the poster child for this category was a faded sweatshirt, commemorating a family vacation to Niagara Falls from 22 years ago. The original vibrant colors had long since dulled to barely recognizable pastels. The cuffs were fraying with loose threads, and a stubborn coffee stain had taken up permanent residence just below the collar. Yet every time Margaret considered discarding this well-worn garment, she'd rationalize its continued presence by thinking, but it's still perfectly adequate for lounging around the house, isn't it? And so, back into the drawer it would go, from month after month, year after year. Here's the fundamental truth we need to acknowledge. These items might appear harmless, even practical to maintain just in case we need something for yard work or those days when we're not planning to leave the house. However, over extended periods, they gradually create an environment where we unconsciously accept lower standards for ourselves. Without realizing it, we begin to mirror the condition of our surroundings. When our closet is filled with items that represent compromise and making do, we inadvertently start accepting what's less than our best, even in seemingly insignificant daily choices. There's also a profound emotional dimension to consider here. Clothing items like these often arrive bundled with powerful memories. The comfortable old bathrobe you wore during those precious early morning moments when your children were small, the oversized t-shirt from your very first cruise adventure, or those beloved leggings that became your unofficial uniform for Sunday morning routines. These garments feel like tangible bookmarks in the story of your life, marking specific chapters and experiences. However, letting go of the physical item doesn't mean erasing or diminishing the memory. Instead, it means consciously making space for the next chapter of your story to unfold. Consider this perspective. If your closet is predominantly filled with clothing you wouldn't feel comfortable wearing to answer an unexpected knock at your door, it might be time for an honest reassessment. True comfort doesn't require clinging to the deteriorating remnants of the past. It means making thoughtful choices about what makes you feel both relaxed and respectable in your current life. Margaret eventually had to confront herself with a challenging but illuminating question. If I wouldn't feel confident wearing this item to run a quick errand to the store or to greet a friend who dropped by unexpectedly, why am I dedicating valuable space to keeping it? That single question became the catalyst that helped her begin the decluttering process. Not from a place of guilt or shame, but from a foundation of genuine self-respect and care for her living environment. Here is a practical tip that can make this process more manageable. Avoid creating a maybe pile that becomes a permanent fixture in your bedroom. If something is stained, torn, or consistently makes you feel anything less than your authentic self, it's perfectly acceptable to thank it for its years of service and let it go with gratitude.
Category 2, ill-fitting clothing. Now, let's address what might be the most psychologically complex category hiding in closets everywhere: clothing that simply doesn't fit your body as it exists today. We're talking about garments that are too snug, too loose, too short in the sleeves, or too long in the legs. These pieces might appear innocent enough hanging in your closet, but they're quietly undermining your daily comfort, confidence, and even your physical safety in ways you might not have considered. Margaret used to joke that her closet could realistically outfit 3 entirely different people: herself as she currently existed, her hypothetical someday slimmer self, and a mysterious guest who apparently required pants 2 sizes larger than anyone in the household actually wore. Her wardrobe included jeans from a decade ago that she optimistically hoped to fit into again once I get back to my old weight, blouses purchased during a brief period of weight loss that didn't prove sustainable, and oversized sweaters she rationalized keeping because they felt comfortable, even though they overwhelmed her frame and made her feel shapeless and frumpy. Does this scenario sound familiar to your own closet situation? Here's a truth that our culture doesn't emphasize nearly enough. After 60 years of living, your body is not a mistake or a problem to be solved. It's a masterpiece in progress. And the clothing you choose to wear should celebrate and honor where you are right now, not shame you about who you used to be or pressure you to become someone you're not. Wearing garments that pinch, squeeze, or restrict your natural movement isn't just uncomfortable, it can actually pose safety risks. Tight waistbands can negatively impact digestion and circulation. Poorly fitting shoes significantly increase the risk of falls and balance issues. Oversized garments can catch on furniture, doorways, or handrails, potentially causing dangerous trips or falls. At this stage of your life, every single piece in your closet should work for you, not against you. Your clothing should be an ally in your daily activities, not an obstacle. Margaret didn't fully realize how significantly this issue was affecting her until one afternoon while tending to her garden. She bent down to pull a weed while wearing pants with a too-tight waistband, and the restriction caused her to lose her balance momentarily. That small but alarming incident served as a powerful wake-up call. The following morning, she pulled every almost fits item from her closet and spread them across her bed. Then she asked herself a deceptively simple but profoundly important question. Am I keeping this because I actually wear it and feel good in it, or because I hope someday I'll wear it again? If your clothing consistently makes you hold your breath to fasten it, forces you to hide behind oversized layers that don't flatter your figure, or triggers feelings of guilt every time you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror, those aren't clothes, they're clutter. More importantly, they're not representing the authentic you. You deserve to respect yourself enough to dress for who you are today. You've earned that comfort through decades of life experience. You deserve that confidence as a fundamental right. And here's something remarkable that happens when everything you own properly fits both your body and your current lifestyle. Getting dressed transforms from a daily struggle into a source of genuine joy. Be honest with yourself. How many different sizes are currently represented in your closet? Don't worry, you're not alone in this experience, and sharing your story in the comments might inspire someone else to finally release their own collection of someday jeans. The beautiful thing is, we're not suggesting you need to completely overhaul your wardrobe with expensive new pieces. Sometimes just a handful of quality, well-fitting staples can completely transform how you feel about yourself on a day-to-day basis. Margaret discovered that letting go of clothing that no longer fit her body gave her the space, both physical and mental, to truly see and appreciate what did fit well. That seemingly small shift provided her with an entirely new sense of freedom and self-acceptance.
Category 3. High-maintenance clothing. Let's move on to examine something that might appear elegant and sophisticated hanging on a closet rod, but quietly creates more daily stress than it could ever be worth. High-maintenance clothing that demands more care than it returns in practical value. Margaret owned a silk blouse in a beautiful, soft ivory tone that she absolutely adored, in theory. The fabric felt luxurious to the touch, the cut was flattering, but the care label prominently displayed those dreaded words, "dry clean only." Every time she considered wearing this blouse, she found herself tiptoeing through her day, hyper-aware of every potential hazard. One accidental splash of coffee, a small drop of soup during lunch, or even a wrinkle from sitting in the car too long, and her day would be effectively ruined, or at least severely complicated. So she rarely wore it. In fact, it spent most of its time hanging untouched in her closet, accumulating dust alongside other high-maintenance items that required significantly more care than they provided in return value. Does this situation sound familiar in your own wardrobe experience? Garments that require special handling, dry cleaning only, prone to wrinkling at the slightest provocation, or too delicate to even brush against a chair back might have felt appropriate and manageable during a different season of your life. Perhaps back when dressing up was a more routine part of your daily schedule and when you had more available time and energy to dedicate to clothing maintenance. But after 60, choosing ease over complexity isn't laziness, it's wisdom earned through experience. Selecting low-maintenance clothing isn't giving up on looking nice or sophisticated. It's making the intelligent choice to look and feel good without unnecessary daily hassles. Let's be completely honest. Nobody wants to schedule a trip to the dry cleaner just to wear a blouse for a few hours. Nobody wants to spend 15 minutes with an iron on something that will develop wrinkles the moment you sit down in your car. And absolutely nobody should feel like their clothing is controlling their schedule and limiting their activities. What items currently hanging in your closet do you find yourself avoiding simply because they're too much work to maintain? Perhaps it's that gorgeous dress that wrinkles just from being looked at sideways, or those pants with care instructions printed in microscopic font that specify hand wash only. If you're not wearing these items regularly, and they're not truly special occasion pieces that serve a specific purpose in your life, it might be time to seriously consider letting them go. Margaret once confided to a friend, "I just want to be able to get dressed without having to create a detailed plan for the day." And that sentiment captures the heart of this issue perfectly. At this stage in life, we naturally crave simplicity and ease, not additional daily chores disguised as fashion choices. Now, let's be completely clear. Keeping one or two special outfits for weddings, religious services, or significant milestone events is absolutely smart planning. But if you have an entire section of your closet that could be labeled, "Only if I have 48 hours to prepare," it may be worth reconsidering those choices. Do you currently own a just-in-case outfit that has never actually been worn? Or perhaps something you genuinely love but never reach for because it's too delicate or demands too much advanced planning? Share your experiences in the comments below. What's your most impractical piece currently hiding in your closet? By releasing clothing that makes you feel restricted, worried, or overwhelmed by maintenance requirements, you create valuable space for items that truly support your life as it exists today, functional, flattering, and most importantly, freeing. The best part of Margaret's transformation, she now has a closet filled with clothing she can confidently toss in the washing machine, hang to dry, and wear with complete confidence without checking the weather forecast, the day's menu, or hunting for dry cleaning tags first.
Category 4. Sentimental clothing. Now we arrive at what many consider the most emotionally challenging category, sentimental clothing. These are the garments you simply cannot bear to part with, regardless of how worn out they've become or how poorly they fit into your current lifestyle. We're talking about the wedding dress that hasn't seen daylight since your special day decades ago, the uniform from your professional career that you wore with such pride and accomplishment, or the jacket your adult child wore to their very first school dance. These pieces may no longer fit your body or reflect your current style preferences, but they're inextricably connected to powerful emotional memories that seem to give them almost magical significance. Margaret treasured a dress she had worn to her 25th wedding anniversary celebration. It was absolutely stunning, a deep emerald green with intricate lace detailing that caught the light beautifully. She wore it exactly once, and it immediately became a symbol of one of the most joyful and meaningful times in her life. The memory of that evening, the laughter shared with friends and family, the love that filled the room, the sense of celebration and accomplishment seemed to be woven directly into the fabric itself. The dress remained carefully tucked away in her closet for years afterward, not because she had any realistic expectations of wearing it, she couldn't, but because the thought of letting it go felt like betraying something sacred. Does this emotional attachment resonate with your own experience? We often cling to these items because the emotions tied to them feel so precious and irreplaceable. Love, achievement, pride, significant life milestones. But here's a difficult truth that's worth considering. Holding on to the physical item doesn't actually preserve or protect the memory. It simply occupies space that could be used more effectively. The moment you wore that special dress, suit, or jacket lives permanently in your heart and mind, not in the fabric of the clothing itself. The same principle applies to other emotionally charged items like old uniforms, costumes from special events, or even just-in-case pieces you're maintaining for occasions that might arise but never actually do. Instead of keeping these items tucked away where they gather dust and create clutter, consider photographing them as a way to honor their significance. Take a moment to capture the memory that dress represents, perhaps even write a few sentences about why it was special and what it meant to you at that time in your life. A thoughtful photograph can preserve the sentimental value beautifully while taking up infinitely less physical space than storing the entire garment. A single snapshot can freeze the memory, honor the emotion, and leave you free to pass the physical item on to someone who might actually wear and enjoy it. Margaret ultimately chose this approach with her anniversary dress. She took several beautiful photographs from different angles, even including a handwritten note about the significance of that evening. The process of letting go was initially difficult, but the sense of freedom she experienced afterward was genuinely liberating. Now when she looks at those photographs, they bring an immediate smile to her face, not the heavy feeling of responsibility she used to experience every time she saw the dress hanging unworn in her closet. Here's something important to remember. It's completely normal and healthy to feel emotional when releasing something with sentimental value. The memories attached to these pieces are genuinely valuable and meaningful. However, those memories aren't actually tied to the fabric itself.
Letting go can ultimately feel empowering because it's a tangible reminder that your most precious memories live within you, not in material objects. The moment you release the physical item, you reclaim both the space and the emotional energy that belonged to the memory all along. What sentimental item are you currently holding on to, even though you never wear it anymore? Let's discuss it in the comments. We all have that one piece that feels impossible to release. Sharing your story might provide the inspiration someone else needs to let go of their own emotionally charged items. Before you automatically give in to guilt or the powerful pull of nostalgia, ask yourself this clarifying question. Does holding on to this item enhance my life today? If the honest answer is no, it's time to honor the memory in a way that allows you to move forward, photo in hand, but with significantly less clutter weighing down your daily environment.
Category 5. Painful or uncomfortable shoes. Let's address something that's remarkably common, yet often overlooked: shoes that cause physical discomfort or pain. Consider Patricia, who had 3 pairs of high heels stored in the back of her closet. Beautiful, tall, and intricately strappy shoes that she hadn't worn since 1998. These shoes had once represented the height of fashion, the footwear she chose for special events, romantic date nights, and elegant dinner parties. But now they sat forgotten in her closet collecting dust, because every time she attempted to wear them, her feet would immediately protest in agony. The arch was uncomfortably high, the toe box painfully narrow, and even the thought of walking more than a few steps in them made her knees ache in anticipation. Does this scenario sound familiar from your own shoe collection? Many of us continue holding on to shoes like these for reasons that no longer serve our current reality. We hold on to the memory of how confident or attractive we used to feel wearing them, or we maintain the hope that we'll wear them just one more time for some special future occasion. But here's the reality we need to face. After 60, foot pain should never be considered a badge of honor or a necessary sacrifice for appearance. Our feet endure tremendous stress and impact over the decades, and it becomes increasingly important to prioritize comfort and support over style, especially when those shoes are actively causing discomfort or potential injury. Keeping a pair of heels or unsupportive shoes because you might need them someday represents more than just wasted closet space. It's a missed opportunity to invest in footwear that will actually support your health, mobility, and overall well-being. Why continue storing shoes that hurt when you could be walking through your daily activities in comfort and appropriate style? Margaret made the decision to donate all of her painful high heels and instead invested in shoes that offered the optimal balance of support and attractiveness. She discovered a pair of orthopedic sandals that looked just as elegant as her old heels, but featured proper arch support and cushioned footbeds. She also purchased a pair of trendy slip-on shoes with memory foam technology. Not only did she feel dramatically better physically, but the change in footwear improved her posture and provided her with noticeably more energy throughout each day. The most rewarding part? She didn't have to sacrifice style for comfort. There are numerous brands now offering supportive shoes in fashionable designs, from athletic shoes with enhanced arch support to dress flats that don't pinch or cramp your toes. Here's an additional benefit. When your feet are truly comfortable, your confidence naturally increases. Walking, standing, or even sitting becomes less of a physical struggle, and you have significantly more energy available for the activities and people you genuinely enjoy. Have you ever held on to a pair of shoes despite the fact that they hurt your feet? Or perhaps you've discovered the perfect pair that successfully combines style with support. Share your favorite go-to comfortable shoes in the comments below. Let's exchange recommendations and help each other find footwear that works. Don't allow your shoes to hold you back or limit your activities. Release those painful pairs and replace them with options that help you move freely and comfortably. Not only will your feet express gratitude, but your entire body will feel the positive difference. It's one of the simplest and most effective ways to improve your overall quality of life after 60.
Category 6. Outdated styles. Let's discuss something that can be challenging to acknowledge: outdated styles that no longer reflect who you are or want to be today. It's completely natural to hold on to clothing that once felt like a perfect expression of your personality. The outfits you loved wearing during your younger years, or those classic pieces that were once the height of fashion, but no longer align with your current sense of style or lifestyle needs. Margaret had accumulated quite a collection of blouses featuring puffy sleeves, a style she had absolutely adored during her 30s, but had long since outgrown both literally and figuratively. Every time she opened her closet, those blouses seemed to stare back at her, beautiful, well-preserved, but serving as a constant reminder of a past version of herself. She eventually realized that despite their excellent quality and condition, these pieces no longer aligned with how she wanted to present herself to the world today. Does this situation feel familiar when you look at your own wardrobe? Clothing can easily become symbolic of specific periods in our lives, and sometimes those symbols no longer match who we've become. After 60, it's not only appropriate but empowering to embrace the concept of self-reinvention. The freedom to express who you are now, not who you were 20 or 30 years ago. You deserve to wear clothing that feels comfortable, confident, and most importantly, authentic to your current self. Your sense of style naturally evolves over time, and that evolution is actually an empowering aspect of growing older and gaining wisdom about what truly works for you. Self-reinvention doesn't require drastically overhauling your entire wardrobe overnight. Instead, begin by thoughtfully reassessing your current clothing collection and asking yourself, does this piece still reflect the person I am today? Are you still drawn to that oversized sweater you purchased during your 40s? Does that bright, bold print still suit your current mood and lifestyle needs? Or is it time to explore more sophisticated, subdued options that feel more aligned with where you are now? Margaret took the plunge by donating her collection of puffy-sleeved blouses and replacing them with items that felt more appropriate for her current age and style preferences. She found herself gravitating toward looser, more flattering blouses in modern fabrics that didn't require constant ironing. She also discovered an appreciation for more minimalist styles, featuring clean lines and neutral colors that felt both timeless and fresh. By saying goodbye to the clothing that no longer served her authentic self, Margaret gave herself permission to embrace who she truly was in this stage of her life. The most empowering aspect of style reinvention is exactly that. It's empowering. Clothing no longer feels like a burden or obligation, but rather becomes a genuine extension of who you are today. By releasing those outdated styles, you create valuable space for new pieces that express your current personality and lifestyle preferences. Have you discovered a new style direction that you love after 60? Or perhaps you've recently let go of pieces that no longer served your authentic self. Share your style evolution journey in the comments. We'd love to hear how you've reinvented your wardrobe to better reflect your current life. Remember, this process isn't about completely overhauling your closet in one dramatic session. It's about making thoughtful choices to select items that reflect where you are now and how you genuinely feel about yourself. You've lived through so much and gained so much wisdom. It's important that your wardrobe reflects the amazing person you've become. Whether it's experimenting with a new color palette or replacing your old go-to dress with something that fits better and feels more current, you're embracing a style approach that empowers and energizes you. Take a step back and honestly reflect. If those clothes aren't making you feel your absolute best, it might be time to let them go. Don't be afraid to step confidently into this new chapter of style that mirrors your personal growth and evolution.
Category 7. Someday clothes.
Let's examine a category of clothing that's deceptively easy to hold on to, but surprisingly difficult to release: the someday clothes. These are the garments you maintain for that special event you hope to attend in the future, or the body goals you plan to achieve one day. You know exactly which pieces we're talking about: those fancy dresses hanging with tags still attached, or the slim fit pants that are just a little too snug for comfort right now. You keep telling yourself, "One day I'll fit into this perfectly," or "Once I lose those extra pounds, I'll wear this to my niece's wedding," or "When I get back to my goal weight, this will be perfect for the family reunion." But here's the reality we need to address. After 60, it's crucial to stop waiting for that elusive, perfect someday moment and instead reclaim your closet space for who you are today. Margaret had a beautiful red dress she'd been holding on to for years. She'd purchased it with the specific hope of wearing it to a special occasion she'd been dreaming about, a significant anniversary celebration she was planning. But as time passed, she gradually realized that the event she had envisioned wasn't materializing anytime soon, and her body had changed in ways that made that dress increasingly unlikely to ever fit properly again. The longer she kept it hanging in her closet, the more it began to feel like a constant reminder of something that probably wasn't going to happen, at least not in the way she had originally imagined. Letting go of someday clothes can feel incredibly liberating once you take that first step. By donating that red dress, Margaret finally created space for clothing that reflected her authentic current self, pieces she could wear and enjoy immediately, without waiting for some hypothetical future moment. She replaced that dress with outfits that fit her present body, her current lifestyle, and her evolved sense of style. Instead of holding on to clothing for an idealized future version of herself, Margaret chose to celebrate and honor the present by selecting things that made her feel confident and attractive today. Do you have any someday clothes currently taking up space in your closet? Or perhaps you've already released them and experienced that sense of freedom. How did it feel to let go? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might provide the encouragement someone else needs to finally donate their own collection of someday items. Reclaiming space in your closet means choosing freedom over indefinite waiting for a future that might never arrive as you've imagined it. Clothes that don't fit your body or your life today simply occupy space, both physically and emotionally. By releasing these someday clothes, you give yourself permission to embrace a wardrobe that serves who you are right now. You don't need to wait for some magical future moment to feel beautiful, confident, and comfortable in your own skin. You already deserve all of those feelings today. This shift in perspective can be truly transformative. Instead of your closet being a source of guilt or disappointment, it becomes a space that supports and celebrates your current life. Every item you see when you open those doors should make you feel good about yourself today, not remind you of goals you haven't achieved or events that haven't materialized. The someday mentality often keeps us stuck in a cycle of postponing our own happiness and self-acceptance. When we release those clothes, we're also releasing the pressure to become someone different in order to deserve feeling good about ourselves. Margaret discovered that this simple act of letting go created space not just in her closet, but in her mind and heart. She stopped waiting for permission to feel attractive and instead started choosing clothes that celebrated who she was in the present moment.
Category 8. Uncomfortable fabrics. Let's address those garments that every time you put them on make you feel like you're wearing a burlap sack. Clothing that's scratchy, restrictive, or simply too heavy for comfort. We've all experienced this, haven't we? A sweater that feels unbearably itchy against your skin, pants that squeeze uncomfortably at the waist throughout the day, or a dress that's so heavy it feels like you're carrying extra weight around with you everywhere you go. Over time, these uncomfortable fabrics can transform the simple act of getting dressed from something enjoyable into a daily chore. After 60, comfort should be completely non-negotiable. Your body deserves clothing that makes you feel good, not just clothing that might look appealing on a hanger. If you find yourself consistently avoiding certain items in your closet because the fabric feels unpleasant against your skin, it's definitely time to let those pieces go. Margaret owned a wool sweater in a color she absolutely loved, but every single time she wore it, it made her skin itch unbearably. She tried various solutions, wearing it over long-sleeved shirts, using different detergents, even having it professionally cleaned, but nothing helped significantly. She finally realized that no matter how attractive the color or how well it fit, the discomfort simply wasn't worth it. She wasn't enjoying wearing the sweater regardless of how good it looked hanging in her closet. So she finally said goodbye to that problematic piece and replaced it with a soft cotton sweater that felt like receiving a warm hug every time she put it on. The truth is that when you're constantly physically uncomfortable, it's emotionally and mentally draining. Tight waistbands, scratchy fabrics, and heavy materials can negatively affect your mood, your energy levels, and even your overall health. They add unnecessary stress to your day and can make you feel irritable or fatigued without you even realizing why. Do you currently have any uncomfortable fabrics lurking in your closet that you simply can't stand to wear? Or perhaps you've already made the switch to softer, more comfortable alternatives. What's your absolute go-to fabric for both comfort and style? Let's discuss this in the comments and share recommendations. By releasing those uncomfortable fabrics, you create room for pieces that fit better, feel better, and ultimately make you feel better about yourself. Choose comfort intentionally and unapologetically because you absolutely deserve it. The goal is to reach a point where every item in your closet feels good against your skin. When you eliminate the pieces that cause physical discomfort, getting dressed becomes a more pleasant experience, and you'll find yourself reaching for your clothes with anticipation rather than dread. Consider the different types of comfort. There's the comfort of soft cotton that breathes with your body, the comfort of stretchy fabrics that move as you move, and the comfort of lightweight materials that don't weigh you down. Each of these contributes to your overall sense of well-being throughout the day. Margaret now describes her closet as filled with hug clothes, pieces that feel like a gentle embrace every time she puts them on. This might sound simple, but the psychological impact of wearing comfortable fabrics is significant. When your clothes feel good, you feel good, and that positive energy radiates outward into everything else you do.
Category 9. Clothes that don't spark joy. This final category is beautifully simple. If it doesn't make you feel good, don't keep it. We've all been in this situation. Clothing that looks perfectly fine hanging on the rod, but when you actually put it on, it just doesn't create any sense of joy or confidence. The item might be comfortable, it might even look objectively good, but for some inexplicable reason, it doesn't make you feel like your best self. Perhaps it's the color that doesn't complement your skin tone, the cut that doesn't flatter your figure, or the style that simply doesn't feel authentic to who you are anymore. Sometimes there's no logical reason. It just doesn't feel right. Patricia has developed a rule that she swears has transformed her relationship with her wardrobe. If it doesn't spark at least a little smile when I put it on, it doesn't stay. That simple guideline has helped her create a closet filled exclusively with clothing that makes her feel confident, happy, and authentically herself every single time she gets dressed. Have you ever kept an item of clothing because you felt you should?
Maybe it was a thoughtful gift from someone you care about, or it used to be your absolute favorite outfit, but now it just hangs in the closet, gathering dust and taking up valuable space. It's remarkably easy to fall into the habit of holding on to things out of obligation, guilt, or simple inertia, rather than genuine joy and satisfaction. But when you're living your life after 60, it's time to prioritize what actually makes you feel your best, not what you think you should wear or what worked for you in the past. Patricia made it a personal mission to donate every single piece of clothing that didn't bring her at least a small surge of happiness when she put it on. And do you know what happened as a result? She ended up with a closet filled exclusively with clothes she genuinely loved wearing, which transformed the daily ritual of getting dressed into something she actually looked forward to each morning. This approach requires honest self-reflection. Stand in front of your mirror wearing each questionable piece and pay attention to how it makes you feel. Do you stand a little taller? Does it bring out a color in your eyes you'd forgotten about? Does it make you want to smile? Or do you find yourself adjusting, hiding, or feeling somehow diminished? The clothes that make you feel anything less than positive about yourself aren't serving their fundamental purpose. Clothing should enhance your natural confidence, not detract from it. It should make you feel more like yourself, not like you're wearing a costume that doesn't quite fit your personality. Do you have any clothes currently hanging in your closet that just don't make you feel good anymore, even though there's nothing technically wrong with them? What's your personal rule for keeping or donating clothes? Share your approach in the comments below. Your method might inspire someone else to finally let go of items that have been dragging down their daily mood. By releasing the things you don't love, you open up both physical space and emotional energy for the things that truly make you feel good. After all, your wardrobe should reflect the confident, joyful person you are now, not who you used to be, or who you think you should be.
The transformation. Patricia's complete journey. Patricia's closet transformation didn't happen overnight, but the results were nothing short of remarkable. After working through each of the 9 categories we've discussed, her wardrobe became 40% lighter in terms of actual items, but she reported feeling 100% better about getting dressed each day. The process of letting go of clothes that no longer served her created a profound shift that went far beyond simple organization. She felt a weight lifted, not just physically from having more space, but emotionally from releasing the guilt, obligation, and decision fatigue that had been weighing her down for years. Each morning when Patricia walked into her closet, she was greeted by clothes that made her smile, pieces that fit her body perfectly, suited her current lifestyle, and reflected her authentic personality. No more sifting through outdated outfits or trying to remember the last time she actually wore something specific. The elimination of excess and unsuitable clothing allowed her to rediscover hidden gems that had been buried beneath the clutter. She found a blouse she had completely forgotten about, tucked away behind old, unwanted clothes. Once she cleared away all the excess, she remembered exactly why this particular piece had been her favorite. It fit her perfectly and made her feel amazing every time she wore it. But the transformation extended far beyond the physical space of her closet. Patricia discovered that she had more mental space to enjoy her life, more energy for the activities and people she cared about, and a renewed sense of excitement about expressing herself through her clothing choices. The simple act of decluttering gave her a profound sense of renewal and fresh perspective. Now when she looks in her closet, it serves as a reflection of who she is today, not a museum of who she used to be yesterday.
The psychological benefits of closet decluttering. What Patricia experienced aligns with research showing that our physical environment significantly impacts our mental and emotional well-being. A cluttered, overwhelming closet can contribute to daily stress, decision fatigue, and even feelings of inadequacy or disappointment. When every item in your closet serves a purpose and makes you feel good, the act of choosing what to wear becomes effortless and enjoyable, rather than frustrating and time-consuming. You're no longer wasting mental energy on clothes that don't fit, don't feel good, or don't reflect who you are. This mental clarity extends beyond just getting dressed. Many people report that decluttering their closet creates a ripple effect of organization and intentionality in other areas of their lives. There's something powerful about taking control of your personal space and making deliberate choices about what deserves a place in your daily environment. The confidence boost that comes from wearing clothes that genuinely fit and flatter you is significant. When you feel good in what you're wearing, you carry yourself differently, interact with others more confidently, and approach your day with greater energy and positivity.
Practical steps for your own transformation. If you're feeling inspired to tackle your own closet transformation, here's a practical approach that won't overwhelm you. Start with one category at a time. Don't try to address everything at once. Begin with the easiest category for you, perhaps worn-out items or obviously uncomfortable pieces, and build momentum from there. Set aside dedicated time. This isn't a project to squeeze into 15-minute intervals. Block out several hours when you can focus without interruption. Have a plan for donations. Research local charities, women's shelters, or clothing donation centers before you begin. Knowing where your clothes will go can make the letting go process easier. Take photos of sentimental pieces before donating them. This allows you to honor the memory while freeing up the physical space. Try things on. Don't just look at items, actually put them on and notice how they make you feel. Your body and preferences may have changed more than you realize. Ask the right questions. For each item, ask, does this fit my body today? Does it make me feel confident? Would I choose to buy this now? Does it reflect who I am currently? Create a maybe box for items you're unsure about, but set a deadline. If you don't reach for anything in that box within 3 months, donate the entire contents without looking through them again. Building your new wardrobe mindset. As you remove items that no longer serve you, you'll naturally start to see patterns in what you do love and want to keep. This awareness can guide future clothing purchases and help you build a more intentional wardrobe. Focus on quality over quantity. It's better to have fewer pieces that you absolutely love and wear regularly than a closet full of clothes that are just okay. Invest in well-made basics, in colors and styles that make you feel confident. Consider your current lifestyle honestly. If you're retired, you may need fewer formal work clothes and more comfortable casual pieces. If you're more active now, prioritize clothing that moves with you. If you're traveling more, focus on versatile pieces that can be mixed and matched. Pay attention to what makes you feel most like yourself. Everyone's style is different, and what works for your friend or what's trending in fashion magazines may not be right for you. Trust your instincts about what makes you feel confident and authentic.
Building your new wardrobe mindset. As you remove items that no longer serve you, you'll naturally start to see patterns in what you do love and want to keep. This awareness can guide future clothing purchases and help you build a more intentional wardrobe. Focus on quality over quantity. It's better to have fewer pieces that you absolutely love and wear regularly than a closet full of clothes that are just okay. Invest in well-made basics, in colors and styles that make you feel confident. Consider your current lifestyle honestly. If you're retired, you may need fewer formal work clothes and more comfortable casual pieces. If you're more active now, prioritize clothing that moves with you. If you're traveling more, focus on versatile pieces that can be mixed and matched. Pay attention to what makes you feel most like yourself. Everyone's style is different, and what works for your friend or what's trending in fashion magazines may not be right for you. Trust your instincts about what makes you feel confident and authentic.
The ripple effects of transformation. Many people find that decluttering their closet creates positive changes that extend far beyond their wardrobe. The decision-making skills you develop, the ability to let go of items that no longer serve you, and the practice of choosing quality over quantity can influence other areas of your life. You might find yourself applying the same principles to other spaces in your home, your social commitments, or even your daily routines. The confidence that comes from creating a space that truly reflects and supports who you are today can inspire you to make other positive changes in your life. There's also often a sense of environmental satisfaction that comes from donating clothes rather than throwing them away. Knowing that your former favorite pieces might bring joy to someone else can make the letting go process feel positive rather than wasteful.
Maintaining your transformed closet. Once you've created a closet filled with clothes you love, the key is maintaining that intentionality going forward. Before adding any new pieces, ask yourself the same questions you used during your decluttering process. Make it a habit to regularly assess your clothes. As seasons change or your lifestyle evolves, some pieces may no longer serve you as well as they once did. The goal is to maintain a closet that continues to support and reflect who you are. Consider implementing a one-in, one-out policy. When you acquire something new, choose something else to donate. This prevents the gradual accumulation that led to the original overwhelming situation.
Your personal invitation to transform. How do you feel when you look at your closet right now? Are you ready for your own transformation like Patricia's? The process might feel daunting at first, but remember that you don't have to tackle everything at once. Start with just one category, perhaps those worn-out items that are easiest to identify. Notice how good it feels to create space and make intentional choices about what deserves a place in your daily life. If this video has inspired you to take a fresh look at your closet, please hit that like button and share it with someone who might need a gentle push toward their own transformation. Let's inspire each other to live with less stress and more joy after 60. Your closet should be a source of daily pleasure, not daily frustration. You deserve to open those doors each morning and feel excited about the choices available to you. You deserve clothes that fit your body, suit your lifestyle, and make you feel confident and authentic. The transformation is waiting for you. All you have to do is take that first step. Which category will you start with? Share your plan in the comments below, and let's support each other in creating wardrobes that truly serve the amazing people we are today. Remember, this isn't just about organizing clothes. It's about honoring yourself and creating a daily environment that supports your happiness and confidence. You've earned the right to feel good about yourself every single day, and it can start with something as simple as opening your closet and loving what you see. Take that first step today. Your future self will thank you for it. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more practical advice on living your best life after 60. Hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest tips for thriving in this exciting chapter of your life. What will you tackle first in your closet transformation? Let us know in the comments below.